I don't believe that there's a word that truly expresses the amount of gratitude and excitement that I feel today. So we're going to get into all that in just a moment. But in true fast form, what we do, Veronica, is we always have one of our team members lead us out of the tunnel and lead us out on the field, our haka dance, our personal responsibility to get everybody excited for what's about to come. So I'm actually going to turn it to Joellen Brooks. Joellen, you always have, great insights, great fire. I see the smile on your face. You're like, ooh, is he going to call me? This was not planned. This is not rehearsed, but Joellen, I want you to bring the team out. That way that Veronica get a true sense of what Fast Real Estate is and what Team Fast represents, and keep it moving, coach. And so, Joellen, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Our team is fire, Veronica. Fuego caliente, just like you. We're so excited to have you to drop some gems on us, because our team is kind of like your team. I think we're ready for you. Get ready, team. Let's make it a great day.
I love it. I love it. So you guys, we're going to go full tilt, but let me do an official introduction. But what I want you guys to be is really mindful today and for the next couple months, because in 109 days, the new year is going to be here. So when we think about it, if you're going to do a 30-day close, you literally have about 79 working days left in 2022. And so all of the action that you're going to take right now is going to result into two things: what type of Christmas season you're going to have for your family, whether or not you celebrate, let's just say holiday season, and then two, how you're going to enter in 2023. What I hear from all of these amazing broker owners, team leaders, and top producers throughout the country and throughout the world is that they have clarity. They understand what needs to happen today in order for them to get what they want tomorrow. And so anyone that we talk to in these high-level conversations, they're always clear as to what they need to do. So I wrote some notes here that the summer's done, the shift has happened. All of that is behind us, right? If you guys have not adjusted your verbiage, you do not know how to articulate what has actually happened, you guys, we're past that. The shift has already happened. So get clear on what your path looks like ahead, and get crystal clear on what you need to be doing every single day. The moves that you make right now, today, are going to result into what you see in the coming months. Clarity as an individual, clarity on your goals, and clarity on what you want to contribute to this space. And once you are clear and you are focused and you are disciplined, you can create anything that you want in this world and in this business. I had the pleasure of meeting Veronica probably about a year and a half ago in Lake Tahoe. I knew who she was, but I didn't know, I had never seen her speak, and I actually got to see her speak in Lake Tahoe. Let's talk about some of her accolades. She was named Inman Influencer in 2017. She has sat on the board of directors for Zillow. And she's a leader, she's a coach, and she's an amazing person. But I think above all that, here's what I love about Veronica, and I wrote some notes here because I want to make sure that I say this correctly. I think that there's more power in her story, and it's truly a story of self-discovery. She could talk more about that. I wrote that it's a story of self-reflection, it's a story of growth, it's a story of grit, and it's a story of relentless pursuit of growth and contribution. This is who she is as a human being. All the other things are really good and it's important, and she's really accomplished major things in our business. But above that, her journey has been so powerful, and that's why I wanted to bring her on today, because she's probably going through or has gone through things that you guys might be facing. And she is clear on where she's going. She is focused. She has done some things in her life that has completely changed the trajectory of her career and her life. So Veronica, hopefully I did your intro justice, because I'm very excited about today. So I'm going to fade out into the darkness. I'll be here. We'll moderate towards the end, answer some questions, but I want to turn the mic over to you. So without further ado, Miss Veronica Figueroa, dialing all the way in from far East Coast, I think, right? So Veronica, let's go ahead and take it away today.
I am in the most southern part of the United States. I am in Key West today. Took a couple days to celebrate my birthday. And
happy birthday.
But for Fast Forward Movement, one of my favorite groups in all of the real estate space, I had to say yes to show up and just share, in energy with you guys. I'm a huge fan of Elias and Kenny and all of you guys. Actually, I have to admit, it's been really great to hold that title of the #1 team in units for 2021 over the last few, I would say, and obviously 2022. I got a few more months or maybe weeks before I could hold on to that title. And I have a feeling that it's Fast Forward Movement who will represent the #1 team of EXP in the world. I'm rooting for you guys, and I absolutely believe that in my heart of hearts. So the fact that I'm here, I get to feel like I'm part of the team. So if you guys will allow me to be a part of Fast Forward today, I truly feel like it would just be an honor. The truth is, you guys are crushing it. I'm honored to be here. And, Elias, thank you for that intro. And I think you hit it spot on. I am no different than anyone else on this call. We are all either going through something or have gone through something, and who we come out on the other side of it when we stay consistent, persistent, resilient, and honor our truth and our journey and not let it hold us back, but just keep us going, is pretty awesome. And we happen to sell a lot of real estate along the way. Which is what we do to provide for the families that we love or those dreams that we have. So I'm no different than any of you guys. My journey started in 2004 when I was going through a life-changing, era. I was going through a divorce and I had to sell real estate to pay the bills because I needed to supplement my income. I had a full-time job in human resources, and that was my dream career. But I realized that in human resources, the people who were at the top in human resources would never retire, or they had to die, or God forbid, or they just, it was a long road for me to get to the top. I loved what I was doing, but I now faced the reality that I was a single mom with 2 children. And if I was going to, go through this, I didn't want to sacrifice the life I wanted to give to my kids. So I got my real estate license off the shelf, because I actually got my license the day after 9/11. But just like a lot of us, the day after 9/11 or on 9/11, it forever changed our lives. We were scared. There was uncertainty. So I took that real estate license, which again, the day after 9/11 is my birthday. And I said, I'm not using this. Nobody's going to buy real estate. This is a joke. I need to have a safe career. And I did nothing with it for 3 years. Little did I know that real estate was going to change my life. But for 3 years, I did nothing with it. I only used it to buy one home, which was my own personal home, just so that I can get the commission to go towards closing costs. That is the only time I used my real estate license, from 2001 to 2004. When I decided to use it for my real estate, supplementing my income, the first thing I said, let me do timeshare, because it was a side hustle for me. And then I realized, timeshare isn't for me. I didn't like it. I felt like it was too much of a rapid sell, not a real connection. And I just didn't believe in it. But I got some of the best sales training on the line. It taught me persuasion. It taught me, quick conversation, the art of closing. But I thought timeshare people were absolutely cutthroat. I did not realize that I was going to appreciate that training later on in my career, but I did it and I hated it and I failed at it and I quit. And the person who gave me a shot in residential was my mom. My mom decided she wanted to sell her house, and I was like, all right, well, I could try this residential thing. And I was the absolute worst real estate agent ever. FYI, I lost my mom's deposit. So I think the only reason she still loves me is because I'm her daughter. And because since then I've retired her, I bought her a couple houses and she's forgiven me. But imagine you're getting started, you're going through all these changes in your life and you lose your mom's $1,000, which at the time that was a lot of money. But there was something that stuck with me on that transaction. I realized that the agent on the other side was a strong negotiator. I realized that the other agent on the other side knew their craft, that they were really, really a good agent. I was just dabbling in this. I was playing around in this. And that was one of those things that motivated me, because I'm super competitive and I'm super inspired by people who just do things well. And I wasn't mad at that agent. I could have been bitter at that agent. I simply said, wow, I want to get better. I want to know what it takes to represent someone on the biggest transaction of their life, possibly. And I don't want to fuck it up. Can I say a curse word here?
Yeah, you can. Uncle Lee said it's cool. There's
You
kids
know?
out there. They know.
Sorry, I just really want to be honest and raw with you guys. So that was the moment that I said, look, I could do this. Like, let me just like really try to learn. So I just was determined to become a great agent because I love the side of relationships. Remember, my background was human resources. So I just happen to love people and develop people. But I was like, what if I can help people for real? So my mom was my first client. My brother was my second client. His wife hated me. Anyways, at the end of the day, she bought a house with me anyways, because my brother did what I told him to do. Was like, you have to buy with me. And I just started saying, what if I went to every baby shower, to every baseball game, to every church event? And I just started saying, like, would my friends use me? And I remember telling them, look, I know I'm not the best realtor because I'm new, but my work ethics. I'm going to fight for you. I'm going to learn. I'm going to turn over every freaking leaf, anything that I can do to help make this happen. And I'm just asking for you to trust me. Well, fast forward 4 months in, after hiding way too much underneath my desk at work, I said, I'm quitting. I'm quitting my full-time job. I made enough money to give me the peace of mind. And back then, guys, it wasn't a lot of money. You guys are from California. You have a higher quality cost of living. In Florida, $17,000. I thought I was rich. I was like, I'm rich. I was like, oh my God, this is so much money. I didn't realize that there were going to be peaks and valleys and highs and lows, but that $17,000 changed my life because it showed me something that I needed to see. That if I was able to do this part-time and half-assing it, how much could I make if I went all in? That was what I discovered in that moment. And I remember calling my mom and telling her I'm going to quit my full-time job, which was in my career, my dream career, which was human resources. I was making $35,000 a year, guys. So you can only imagine why that $17,000 in 1 month changed my life, because it was almost half of what I was making annually. And I said, what if I just go all in? So today I'm going to ask you, what if you just went all in? What if you just stop half-assing it or playing small? It's that decision that you make in your life that can totally change your life forever. And for me, it was that decision to stop playing small, to stop hiding underneath the desk, to stop playing it safe. Because I grew up Puerto Rican, and I am Puerto Rican, by the way. And it was like, girl, like, you need health insurance. What about your, guaranteed paycheck? My family didn't talk to me about wealth. It was also, you have 2 kids. Like, what are you going to do? I said, imagine if I just gave it all. What can go wrong? I can always fall back on my career if I needed to. So fast forward, no pun intended, fast forward movement, right? I ended up quitting. And in my first full year of real estate, I sold 56 homes. 56 homes, hired my first assistant 10 months into the business. And here we are, 18 full-time years later, never looked back. And it was that decision that I made to go all in that changed it. And I had to tell myself that a couple of times throughout my career, because I came into a good market, right? 2005, it was raining buyers. It was like, oh my God, you were tripping over commission checks, right? It was like subprime market. Everybody qualifies. You got blood running through your veins. You got a house, you get a house, you get a house, you get a house, right? But then the market changed. The market changed and we all felt it. But I've always had a gift, and I don't know why. I think the real estate gods from above and my parents or whatever, but I've always had a gift of kind of saying something's happening here. I need to pivot. I need to learn what's happening. I need to see where this change is coming on. I have been in it at least 2 years, enough to know that the business started to slow down. Short sales were the new game. REOs were the new game. I needed to figure out how to still have business if I wanted to be in this business, even when it wasn't a good market. And I had never faced a bad market. I was about to enter one of the worst markets ever. But again, are you willing to go all in? All in is in a good market and in a bad market. In that moment, I'd never sold a short sale. I don't even know if I could Google at the time. What was it? Yahoo, Bing? I don't even know what was around at the time. I had to look up what short sales were. And I had to ask for help. I had to find the banks that would close quicker than the other banks so that I can go and prospect people who were in default so I can actually sell a home, because I needed to find the people that I could close quicker, because short sales, if you've ever been in the business long enough, they ain't short. They take forever. Okay. So I had to go find which were the short sales that can close in 3 to 6 months, or maybe even 7 to 9 months. And I had to stack them. And I was new to the game. I was told, oh, honey, all the seasoned agents are the ones that have those accounts or know what they're doing or have the REO accounts. So I simply said, well, they better move over because there's a new sheriff in town, because now I'm remarried. I got 5 kids. I got 5 more reasons why I have to succeed. And no one's going to stop me, because I made a decision that I wanted to be a great real estate agent in any market. I remember we were doing short sales with paper, manila, thick files, and we would fax each document in to the asset manager or to the negotiator so that they can say to us, oh, I didn't receive the documents, and you had to send it over again. But we were faxing away. They called me the fax queen. You know, my point with all of this is, you guys are going to face some challenges in this new market. But if you commit, no matter what, that you're just going to give it all you got, and you're going to learn new things, and you're going to sharpen your axe, and you're going to be a student to the game. And if you have to find yourself faxing some damn documents, we're going to fax away, because the game is going to require us to learn new things. And that's what I did. I did it for that era. And then it was REO game. I was like, short sales aren't closing enough. They're not closing quick enough. Bank of America was giving out some benefits for people. I'm door knocking on people saying, hey, did you know you could get $18,000 if you sell your house? I know you're delinquent on your home. Let me at least put this money on in your pocket. Let's go ahead and help you reestablish yourself, because in 3 or 4 years, you're going to be able to buy again. Let me help be that guide, not only today, but later on, because I was building my future database as well. But I needed REOs that were closing, because those REO agents, they were eating nice. They were like filet mignon. They were eating good. And I was like, I want some of what they have, because I was eating way too much ramen noodle. I was eating way too much Spam. I was hungry because I watched the Range Rover get pulled out of the driveway. I watched it get repoed. I went from eating very well to then having to be on a budget and not eat as good as they were eating. So I said, how do I get that account? So I hopped my tiny little self on a plane and I flew out to Dallas, Texas, where, yes, rice and beans too, with salchicha, with Vienna sausage. I hopped my tiny little self on a plane to Dallas, where 5 Star was the conference for REOs. And I said, I need to be in that room. I need to be in that room where the asset managers are at. I need to be in the room where the money's circulating, where the opportunity's circulating. So I'm going to ask you, are you in the right rooms? Are you getting in the rooms where the money's moving? Or are you too afraid to think like, oh, I don't belong in that? Well, one thing I knew was like, I belong in that room. And even if I don't, I'm going to show up like I do belong in that room. They need to know me and I need to know them. And that's what I did. And from there, they were like, hey, honey, it's too late for you to break into the REO game. Those are the older agents. I said, well, move over, make space. I'm coming. I want it all. I'm hungry. They need me in Orlando. I went over there and I told them that, hey, I'm your Florida girl. Guys, be careful what you wish for, because I didn't specify where in Florida. I wowed someone. They liked me. I worked hard enough to get someone to give me the account and the opportunity. But I came home to 37 assets. They were all over the state of Florida. I did not say no to the opportunity. I had to build teams all over the state of Florida overnight. You think I'm going to say no to that business when I did not specify only Orlando? Nope. I opened a team in Miami, Tampa, Hitchika, Florida. I don't even know where that's at. Anywhere that had a Florida zip code and they gave me an asset, I opened an MLS account. I didn't care how much it cost me. I borrowed from Peter to pay Paul. We did whatever we had to do to make it happen. That is where I started building teams and systems and processes, because I was hungry. I was hungry. My point is, how hungry are you? Are you willing to do whatever it takes in any market? And that's why I can say the journey has been a journey of growth, of grit, of persistence, of resilience. And I'm not the smartest girl in the room. I'm not the smartest girl, not the smartest cookie, not the tallest, not the brightest. But the commitment to the promise I made to myself and to my family and to my kids is probably what has rocket fueled my business. Because I'm just not going to settle for no. I'm just not going to settle for average. And I ended up becoming one of the #1 REO agents in our market. I took a picture of all 3 of the top REO agents and I put it on my credenza. And I took a picture of myself and I pasted it right next to theirs. The power of manifestation, the power of visualization, the power of believing that you can accomplish something and knowing that it doesn't matter if you don't have all those resources, but if you have the desire and you're willing to put in the work, I became the next #1 REO agent in our market. Fast forward, time to pivot again. REOs start drying up. I have my own brokerage, a little boutique brokerage, just trying to hustle in our town, and became the farming queen in our town. Every business owner, they wanted to know me because I knew how to pack the house. I would go to them and say, how can I serve your business? I didn't ask them for real estate business. I said, how can I serve your business? I would go to businesses that had dingy menus and say, let me redo your menus. Because that's all I could afford. Laminating their business, their menus, maybe hosting a party there for them. But I learned the power of critical mass at that point. I said, I don't want to talk to some person that's going to yield me 1 buyer. I want to talk to someone who's going to give me 10 to 15 buyers. Because now I had already had the itch of REOs. I'd had the itch of volume, right? So I'm like, how do I bring value and volume back to my life? Well, I went to every business owner, every government official, everyone in my town who was somebody. I was sitting at a table with them, talking to them, growing, learning. If there was an event, we had the sexiest booth ever. We had the biggest booth. For Christmas parties, we had everything you can think of, the Grinch, the Santa. I didn't care what it was. We were outdoing ourselves because our competition was half-assing it. Our competition were like, oh, I'll do this event maybe. We were at every event. So I have this thing of omnipresence. I wanted people to see me in their yards. I wanted them to see me online. I wanted them to see me at the nail salon. I wanted them to see me on my car magnet before I could afford getting my cars wrapped. I wanted them to see me everywhere. And I used to say this, I need them to see me in their sleep. If they're thinking about buying or selling or a question about real estate, that they think of me. And if they don't hire me, that they think, damn, I should have called her. And that's the type of business I was on a mission to build. In every season of my career, it's been the same thing. And I challenge you, are you doing the same in your business? Do people know who you are? Do they see you in their sleep? Do they trust you? Do they know that you're their go-to? That's all I was trying to do, to become the go-to of everyone that I had the opportunity to cross. Well, slowly things started progressing. Now I realized, wait, not just buyers and sellers are calling me, agents are calling me because they say, hey, there's these things called leads that you happen to have. Like, we need leadership. We need opportunity. And again, I was out hustling everybody. I had opportunity. I embraced technology. Back then it was voice pad. It was like these little text writers. That was the most technology I ever had. Zillow came around. I saw that they had opportunities. I saw that they were able to get the consumer to trust them. So I was like, who's this company? I fired them the first time I used them because I didn't like the model. I didn't understand the model. But it wasn't until one lady, her name is Sarah Nasapori, met her at a conference. I slipped her my credit card for $283 and I said, don't show my husband. He'll kill me if he knew I did this. But I was open because she had been around teams and people who were bigger thinkers than me longer than I had. And she says, if you trust me, if you listen to me, if you do what I tell you to do, I promise you're going to have a completely different experience. That's what I want you guys to ask yourself. Are you trusting your leadership? Are you listening to what they're telling you to do? Are you following the roadmap that they've given you? Because these guys sit in rooms with really big thinkers. So anytime they're asking you to, run your business like a business, manage your database the way you should do, trust me, it's not because they stay up at night trying to make your life miserable. It's because they want to see you thrive. So for me, when I heard her tell me that, she says, if you really want to be successful, you tried this once, but give me a second chance. Let me show you why you didn't succeed the first time. And I had to take personal responsibility that I didn't listen the first time. This second time around, I was willing to do so. That woman has been a game changer. Over a decade later, we became one of Zillow's top teams. I've been on their advisory board for 7 years. In 1 month to 2 months later, I called her back. I said, it's like crack. I want more. Give me more. My best agent at the time, who was a newer agent, put 10 deals under contract that month, just off of me trusting and me learning that I had to dial into systems, that I had to learn another craft, I had to learn another skill set, right? So every time you guys have to learn something new, instead of pity partying and giving, yourself all these excuses how you can't embrace technology or how things are difficult and boo-hoo, things are changing, get over it. It's going to continue to change, but you just never know who's that one person who can guide you. Fast forward, we ended up selling maybe 200 to 300 homes that year. And I realized we could build a predictable business based on systems, processes, the right people, the right culture, great service. And if you just go all in, everyone else thought we were crazy. Paying for leads? That's stupid. Who does that? Well, I was on Boomtown, Zillow, Vulcan 7. Now I was building an entire business around systems that I didn't even know existed prior to meeting that person. And I was the Remax lady. You kind of did the old school, Remax did the work for you, got you the listing, but I was always so hungry. I wanted more. Not going to lie, our farming community, we had that on lockdown. We sold a lot of homes, but it was because a collection of our efforts, the community involvement, the skill set that we had developed, the fact that I love marketing, that I love to put ourselves out there, but we crushed it because we were willing to listen to what other people who have lived before us were teaching us. And I ended up getting a seat on the Zillow advisory board. The CBO at the time, Greg Schwartz and Spencer Raskoff, saw something in me because in a moment of change, when all the agents were crying because of how they were distributing leads, I stood up and spoke about the power of abundance, the power of mindset, the power of saying, stop thinking that we're competitors. No one in this room is your competitor. No one here is going to steal your leads. No one here is your competitor. The only person you're competing with is yourself. The only person you should be frustrated with and competing with is yourself when you're not doing the things that you need to be doing. I sat in a room with my 3 biggest competitors and I looked around the room and I said, we can all have our fair share. That one statement, not knowing, when you stand up for what's right and you do the next right thing, you will be highly blessed. So if you're ever dealing with the cancers in your office or the gossipers or that ain't fair, this person got that lead, this, that, you can be that person who does the next right thing and just stands up for principle and does what's right. That one conversation that I stood up and said, because I wasn't looking for anything other than just coming from a place of love and contribution, changed my life forever. You're one relationship away from your business and your life changing forever. Are you closed-minded? Are you skeptical? Are you that person who's always negative or like, oh no, I don't like people, or people always want something from me? Or are you open to new opportunities? Some people will see things in you before you see it in yourself. That opportunity gave me the first shot, and I had manifested one day in 2014. I went on vacation and I said to my best friend, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. The rat race is draining. How many of you guys have been there? You ever felt that? I know I have. There's like 5 honest people in the room today. It's real, guys. We've all been there. But I sat down and I did an exercise that was powerful. I wrote down, what do I want my life to look like? What do I visualize? What do I want it to feel like? And I said, I don't want real estate to be so cutthroat anymore. I don't want to feel like I'm competing anymore. I don't want to feel like the next sale is what determines my success. I want to one day be on stage and bless other people with what I've been able to learn. I want to share what my team does. I want to share how I love my people. I want to share how connected we are. I want to share that if you could be me, if I could do this, if I, 16 and pregnant, bankrupt, divorced by 24, bankrupt by 26, made some terrible business decisions, haven't always been the best person, could build this, how many other Veronicas are out there that need to hear that they can become whatever they want, no matter what their story is, no matter what their journey is? And I visualize that. And a year and a half later, I'm speaking in front of 2,600 suited up professionals. And I'm the girl telling the story. You can visualize anything you want. You can literally build this business to be however you want. I saw it in my vision before I was living it. I saw it, I talked about it before I ever experienced it. And I gave gratitude for it before it even happened to me, as if I was living in that moment. And that moment changed my life forever. Since then, I've been on every major stage you can think of, Inman Influencer. We've been able to, grow our network to a little over 2,000 plus partners. And it's gotten me in rooms that allowed me to think bigger. But because I just have this desire to push myself to be better. If you notice, it doesn't matter what's happening in the interest rates and the economy, what president. I've been through multiple presidents during my real estate career. And I've always said, I still got to hustle every day. I gotta get up and do something. So to me, my economy is based on my actions. My success is based on my mindset. My circle is based on the decisions I make of who I want to be in my life. And I've made certain decisions in my life that felt really, really hard, like risking relationships, walking away from, friendships or relationships or business ventures that just didn't make sense, to become a better version of me. And I was your typical real estate agent at every networking event, closing down the bar. Vodka Vero was in full effect. Okay. She knew how to throw it down because I was a functioning alcoholic that needed to have alcohol to get through real estate. I didn't realize that I was masking my life with my success. And based on what Elias said, it's true. My success has come through the personal growth and the journey. I'm proud to say, I don't need alcohol anymore. 2 years ago, I made the decision that I was not going to depend on it. Almost a year and 7 months ago. And was 100 plus pounds overweight at one point because real estate got the best of me when I was not taking care of myself. But as I was struggling and trying to find myself, I happened to sell a lot of real estate because the one thing I found was that my actions, that part could take care of itself. Then once I added the personal growth, the stories that really inspire other people, like, dude, I went through mental health issues. I went through depression. I went through rejection. I went through a client leaving, going to work with someone else, or an agent leaving my team, or an agent that once was my friend now is my rivalry, or was, because nobody's my rivalry now. I don't consider them that. Everybody's a blessing in my life now. Now that I look back, the more mature version of me realizes they came to serve a purpose, and they did. Whether it was to show me that I needed to be a better leader, that I needed to be a better person. And now I'm so grateful for every single challenge I've ever overcome. And what I tell people is, listen, we all sell real estate, but hopefully to fund a life by design for the people we love, for the people we want to make an impact on. Now I'm on a mission to help create more millionaires. I'm the first millionaire in my family. I want to help create more millionaires. I've retired my parents. I run a really large, reputable team, a team of culture. We used to be the bad news bears. That's what I used to call my team. We used to be a team that, we were rugged. We're still a little feisty, but we also lacked personal responsibility. We lacked principles. We lacked core values. And as I developed myself as a leader, I said, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be in your world? And the final question that I asked myself is, would you follow you? And when I had an honest conversation with myself, I had to say, Veronica, there's certain areas of your life you're not performing at your best. I wouldn't follow you. And that was a decision. That was the moment I made a decision to change how I was going to run this team. Today, my team is not a real estate team. We happen to be we are a personal development team that happens to sell real estate. My team today, you ask anyone, we're a team of principle, of core values, of growth, of coaching, of mentorship, of people calling each other out, because love, accountability is the highest form of love. So who we were back then led us to who we are today, that I'm extremely proud of, obviously, what we've built, to the point that, you know, we will now be expanding our team across the nation. Now we're ready to go and expand. And, you know, we're not going to sell 2,000 homes. I'm going to let you guys do that this year. But we're going to sell 20,000 in the next few years as we start getting expansion partners and growing and bringing Fig Team into the markets that we want, because we find the right who. We found a who that we want to impact and change their lives for the rest of their lives and make that person a millionaire and teach them how to lead people and help them build market share and help them build a brand. Because I know myself enough to know that I'm not competing with anyone ever but myself. And when people say, how you guys gonna sell 2,000 homes? I'm like, I'm not gonna let Kenny Fast and them do that this year, but y'all watch out, because I'm coming for the nation, baby. But because I'm so crystal clear as to who I am and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it for. I'm doing it because now I'm on a mission to help people rewrite the story, and real estate is a vessel that allows me to do it. It's the best industry I could have ever prayed for to be in. We get to change lives. We get to place families in homes where they can create memories. We get to be challenged because every single real estate transaction is hard, and we get to impact people's lives that believe in themselves and want to be entrepreneurs. And real estate is such a great way to break into entrepreneurship, and watching them evolve and become better in their craft because their habits and their mindset and their, you know, just in general, you evolve. How many of you guys feel like you've grown ever since you started real estate? You know, this isn't HGTV. There's so much more to it, right? The mindset, the staying disciplined, to just know that your calendar is what's truly gonna show me your calendar, and I'll tell you what kind of business you're running. Show me your habits, and I'll tell you what kind of business you're running. What you're reading. You got to talk positive things to yourself. You got to say nice things to yourself. You got to be around really great people. And you can apply principles from other businesses, but this is your business, the business first of you, so that you can go and serve other families and help them with the most important investment in their lives, which is their safety of their home. You just happen to be the guide and the person who gets to help them navigate through this. And I promise you this, guys, the market we're about to enter, some of you guys have never been in this market. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay so long as you audit your habits and you audit what you're really doing. You cannot BS yourself. If you could just seek the truth. Today, before we hop off this call, I want you to write down, what do you need to change? What needs to happen today for your business over the next 90 days to rocket launch? I don't need you to do a lot of things. I need really clear actions that you need to make in the next 90 days, whether it's finally admitting you need to get on video. Or maybe it's, instead of sending a text, you send a video text. Maybe it's waking up a little earlier and going to the gym. Maybe it's stop telling yourself those bullshit excuses you tell yourself, that it's the market. Kenny's leads suck, or they didn't give me this, or, you know, why aren't they looking at me? You get to decide. Or maybe it's better yet, do this one, start, stop, and continue. Elias and I are both in the CHEP world. That's the most powerful exercise you can do. Start, stop, and continue. What do you need to stop doing? Maybe it's those negative words you say to yourself, that you're not good enough. Maybe it's stop letting your past hold you back. Stop comparing yourself to others. Be inspired, be challenged by them, but don't envy them. Stop envying people. Use it as inspiration and guide as to where you can go. Start. What do you got to start doing? Maybe stop drinking. Maybe it's, I don't know, stop fighting so much. Start. What are you going to start doing? Start saying nicer things to yourself. Pick up the freaking phone. That brick that's so hard for you to pick it up, do video, go take videos of communities, go get on social media and do the things. You look like the way you look. It doesn't matter. You ain't gonna be cuter or uglier. You are the way you are. Start loving yourself and make it happen. And what do you need to continue to do? Both personally and professionally. Start, stop, and continue. You are the only one that knows that answer. And if you could become a truth seeker, you are a game changer, because all the answers are within you when you tell yourself the truth. And that truth can be, I'm not as productive as I should be. I waste a lot of time. I'm in my own head. We've all been there. So Elias, I know we have probably about 15 more minutes. Want you guys to know I am here for you guys even after this call. If I can ever do anything, my team is always just a phone call away or a text or a DM away. And I hope that you guys find value. I'm here to answer any questions that you might have, but yeah, that's my story. That's where I'm at. So today we are excited about what the next phase of our business looks like, and hopefully we can bring you guys value.
Veronica, I just have to say that sitting here, my fiance is listening in the background right now. She's like, oh, I love her. I'm going to sit in, right? And she's studying for her license right now. So the fact that we can have this stream of consciousness inside of our own home, it's really important. But then these are things that we talk about all the time. And I think you and I are cut from the similar cloth. Before we go into takeaways, and I'm going to hear from a couple of people, I see some hands up. This isn't the fast forward movement. Just a quick disclaimer. This is keep it moving.
I don't know. You guys are all fast and movement, and I don't know, just a bunch of movements. But you guys are amazing.
Keep it moving coaching. I'm part of fast forward movement. I'm just kidding. But you said something, and it takes me back to some notes from the other day. Is what you're doing today getting you closer to your vision, or is it driving you further and further away? Right. I love some of the things that you've said, and the one thing that you said that changed your entire team is, it's not the leads, it's taking ruthless personal accountability. And John Cheplack tells us that all the time. When you become ruthlessly personal accountable, then everything changes, because everything that needs to change is within us. It's not me, it's not Cynthia, it's not Veronica, it's not Kenny, it's not the offices, it's not the leads. It all comes down to, did I make the calls? Did I shake some hands? Did I have some conversations today? And a lot of times like, well, no, I should have made some calls, but I didn't. It's when you eliminate every single should in your business, in your life, and say, this is a must. If I don't work out 4 times this week, I'm going to feel like shit. I'm going to look like shit. I'm not going to have the vitality. And guess what's on the door for me? 43 years old. I don't want to be the person that's out of shape and not feeling good and not confident. That's a choice. You should get up and take care of your body and take care of your mind and take care of your soul.
Yep.
Be an omnipresent, you guys. When we talk about not just farming the homes, it's the community, it's the events, it's the bars, it's the local attractions, getting out there and just creating this presence about yourself. Like, damn, Veronica is everywhere. We talk about this all the time. And so I love that you are a reminder of the things that they know that they need to do. And you know what? Sometimes it might not come from me. You might hear it all the time from me or from Kenny, but sometimes it takes a different perspective. Somebody to come in and say, you know what? That shakes me up. Because I want to get a reaction. If you guys are shooken up, or if there's an emotion that is sparked within you from today's conversation, I want you to give me a reaction on the screen. I don't care what the emotion or the emoji is. Give me an emoji on the screen if something inside of you is provoked today from anything that Veronica has shared. That's what it's all about, you guys. I want to go to a couple key takeaways. We have 11 minutes. I want to be rapid fire. Cynthia, you've had your hand up for a minute, then we'll come to Joe Ellen. I want to make sure that we keep this on time, but I want to go to you, Cynthia. What's on your mind? What's your contribution for this conversation?
I love what you were saying, Veronica, about being that community geared person. That's what a lot of us are trying to do on the team right now. How long did it take you before you were like, this is it. Now they know who I am. Now they're coming to me. Now I'm really flowing with my community. How long did that take for you?
I probably never really pinpointed. I mean, I raised my kids in the same community for 16 years. I remember saying to my husband, I think I'm going to join the YMCA. I need friends. because I was just that person that I worked from home. I didn't go out much. And around 2009, I said, I'm going to get out in the community. It took a little time, maybe about a year, to really start feeling like people knew me. But then it got awkward, Cynthia. Then it was like, you couldn't go to the local Publix without feeling like a celebrity. I think that first time where they're like, hey, I got your mailer, or hey, you're that real estate lady, or hey, you're that Remax lady, because that's who I was with before. And then you're like, okay, now I need to go to a further grocery store so I could actually go to grocery shopping without being interrupted. But it was just kind of this thing of like, at first you don't feel it and then you feel it. But you don't need to be a celebrity to all. You need to be the celebrity to the tribe that's looking for you. So for me, it was, I looked like a Latina. And for some, a lot of them were like, oh, like you're that successful Latina lady. We're Latino too. So then they would sell houses with me and buy houses with me. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll be that for them. But then I started up just being the mom, Shaheem's mom, the baseball mom, the real estate lady. So it's going to come in phases. It's going to come in waves. It's going to come and you're going to feel it when they're like, hey, I see you everywhere. Before I list my house, I wanted to talk to you to see how you can help us because I'm interviewing a few agents. Those were my favorite ones because it made me realize that before they went with someone else, they thought about me. And you guys can do it. It's going to be consistent. If there's a local event that you see happens, don't miss it. Get the same spot every single time. We would go to the community events and we'd have the same exact spot. I'm like weird like that. I was like, I need this spot. I need this corner. I need them to see me every single time. Do I need to pay more for that spot? But that's my spot. Mm. And if we didn't come to an event, people were like, where's your tent? Like, and that was very far and few times. And that's when you know you really make it, when you're not there and they miss you. When they notice that you're not there.
God, I love that.
Thank
Great
you.
question, Cynthia. Joellen, you had your hand up. Let's go to you.
Thank you, Veronica, for today. I can relate with you. I was a teen mom. I had 2 kids before I graduated high school. I sold timeshares, closed fast, got to sell the emotion. And I did very well. Then went through the lending, through the market crash. And now I'm in real estate in the last 3 years. And I'm doing everything you're saying. I just joined the PTA, the school board, doing community events. But now I'm starting, and I'm getting my mind right. I go to all these masterminds. I'm getting on an airplane and I am changing. I've lost 5 pounds already. I wake up at 5 a.m. I'm doing my farming show. And I'm just like, I feel it in my being that I'm going to be this realtor that's going to empower the community, give back to Casa. I'm doing the things. I have it in, I can feel the goosebumps through their all the change. And
I can feel your goosebumps.
Finding this team, because if I wasn't on this team, I wouldn't have felt that motivated to do the things what we are doing. So thank you, everyone. But what I'm starting to feel now is that like I'm by myself, like I need somebody. So did you get with somebody right away to say, hey, let's do this? Because it's a lot. Did you team up
when you asked if I was by myself? Well, here's the thing, you need an accountability partner, right? Everybody needs an accountability buddy. But as far as the minute I saw that my business was growing to where it was too busy, that I was like, I can't service people at the highest level. I love people naturally. So I want people around me. Like I can't even go to the spa by myself. I'm like, girl, you want to come with me? Let's go. I'm the girl on a spa on a Sunday. I feel like I need to talk to someone. But for me, having people around fuels me. So I quickly did start developing referral partners pretty quick. And then I turned it into a team. But I had a lot of agents that they were just buddies to go out together. One would take one side of the street, the other one would take the other side of the street, and they would just hold each other accountable. And that was their team. They weren't sharing in commissions. They weren't, doing anything. Or if they did community events together, they would, say, okay, we'll refer each other people. But you don't have to feel alone in this business. There are more people who are very much like you who are saying, man, I'm looking for that accountability partner. I bet you right now, if we ask someone who would be willing to be your accountability
partner. And to get out and do the events, because I'm doing it by myself. And I'm like, we got to, yeah.
Who here wants to do an event with Jolene? Who here is willing to do it?
So Maria already chimed in. Julia already chimed in. I know you put a message on Slack. And so look at Melissa said it.
You don't have to feel alone. You have an entire tribe here and community. And believe it or not, that's bravery. What you just did is brave. By the way, I just want to give you a huge shout out because I've only grown my business because I asked for help. Don't be too stubborn. Don't let your ego get in the way. Don't worry about like, oh my God, what are they going to think? And if someone says no next, keep it popping, keep it moving. There's someone else.
Yeah, no,
Because
I
that
want to
wasn't
do it
the person.
together with the, yeah.
So Joellen, look at this. Look at the power of what you just did. Beverly,
Everyone.
Andrea Lamadora, Melissa, Maria, Lucy down in Southern California. She's down to help you out and be there as a line of support. You got people. You got people. They're here for you. And that's what a team
I love
does.
that.
Is they
Listen,
support one
We're
another.
gonna do it. We're gonna do a Mother's Day brunch. We're gonna do.
There you go. I do a self-love brunch with women from different brokerages. I do it from people in my community. And I don't fall in love. Don't fall in love with the outcome, guys. Fall in love with the journey of what you're doing. You're actually, by you asking for help, you're actually helping other people who are also looking for that. They're looking to thrive with someone as well. And
Right.
I'm so glad that you did that. Fall in love with the journey. You're going to become that leader that, most people need to show up. They're looking for your leadership. People aren't looking for leads today. They're looking for leadership. I keep on saying that. They look for community. And for me, this community changed my life, like inspired me, like I said, to get my health right, to get my mental health right, to save my marriage. Like, I have been able to go into business with people because they say, yeah, you sell a lot of houses. And I love that. But you know what I love the most, Veronica, is your transparency and how you're committed to helping other people. And also I love how you and your husband were able to work through your problems and save your marriage, and how you've shared some things that are not normal things people talk about. Just show up as a human being, ask for help, be real, be authentic, and you'd be amazed the community that you could build. They're waiting for you to show up.
That's
That
right.
message for all of you guys.
Can you give Tony a big hug for me? And
I will.
so you guys, as we come full circle, and Joellen, I'm just going to tell you from our side, we have seen you show up in a massive way. Your actions are showing up, and it's clear that you're truly, truly inspired by growth and contribution. There's one thing to be known as the person that sells a shit ton of homes, right? That's okay, right? I'd rather be known as that person that gives back to the community, that is a part of the community, that's an advocate for the community, that happens to sell real estate. When Veronica said that she runs a team that it's a human development team that also sells a lot of real estate, that's the business that we're in, you guys. And so I love this. And Joellen, I love the humility.
Thank you, everyone.
Question before we leave, you guys, like, how many Veronicas are on this call, right? No matter who you are. And this is not a male, female question. This is how many people are going to go and take action. I remember my mentor in this business, he said, be the one that you dream to be. And I always remember that. And I had this little sticker in my car, and I had this little Audi that I bought in an auction. I thought it was cool because it had like rims on it. And I just had that note inside of my car. It said, be the one you dream to be. All the things that you want in life, all the things that Veronica said that she manifested, she saw it before it was even there. She gave it gratitude, she gave it life, and she gave it a spirit before she even had it. My relationship, my family, this house, where we live, like, I saw this. I wanted this for my life. And now I'm going to do everything to protect it. I'm going to put an insurance plan around that. And my insurance plan is saying, how many people on this team and in this business can I touch and can I impact? Right? That's part of my vision, you guys. If we're being transparent, that's part of my vision. So you guys, I want you to dream, be the one that you dream to be, and support it by your actions. It's not hard, you guys. This business is all about what you do every single day. And are you holding yourself accountable, and do you have a schedule that you're disciplined? Like, literally, if you just did that and you did it consistently for 90 days, what would happen? If you made 15 calls every single day, 15 connections every single day for the next 90 days, where would your business be when you turn the calendar? Where would it be? You guys, let's send some love to Veronica Light. Here's what I want you guys to do. I'm going to challenge every one of you on this call, and I want to implore you, and I want to push you. If you guys felt that there was something that you connected with, a word, a phrase, a statement, or a meaning or a purpose from today's call, I want you guys to get off of this call while your thoughts and your notes are fresh. I want you to prop your phone up in front of your computer, and I just want you to spit some truth. Here's what I took away from our time with Veronica today. Here's one thing that I felt about myself today during this call, and here's one thing that I'm committed to take action to in the next 90 days. I promise you guys, the vulnerability is going to win every single time. So you either take the opportunity and say, you know what, I got some fresh ideas. Veronica's killing her team full 2,000 homes. She's this wonderful entrepreneur, and go and just speak your testimonial. I promise you guys, this is going to set you free. You just have to get out of your own way and stop living in fear. So Veronica.
Yes, tag me.
Yes.
My IG, I just posted it. Tag me on that video. I want to hear whatever it is that you're going either to start, stop, and continue, or anything that you're claiming that you're going to do, because I'm going to be praying for you and cheering you on. And I am so grateful for this amazing family you guys have here. Anything I could ever do for you, I'm cheering for you guys. I'm grateful, honored to have spent this last hour with you guys. You guys are amazing, and just proud to call you guys new friends.
You know, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Looking forward to seeing your videos. Make sure to tag me as well. But as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, your goals, and your vision, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Veronica, thank you for your time and your energy.
Thank
Peace.
you.
Bye.
Hey guys.